welcome to another review. This time it's a bit windy, so I'll have to speak a bit loud, and I understand this to be starting of autumn, although we've had a beautiful late summer. We had a really horrible summer. June was a washout. We hosted the Cricket World Cup this year and it was a complete washout. Well, June was, and then August was horrible. And look at this, this is mid-September. It is absolutely fabulous. The sun is beating down on me, although it's going to go completely pear-shaped tomorrow, I hear. Dear me. So brought you to a beautiful location, and let me show you that beautiful location. Here's So guys, let's kick off autumn 2019 with a smashing niche list. Now I'm doing the niche list first because some of my designer fragrances that I really want to feature in this year's designer list are still in transit, and I'm hoping to receive them in the next couple of weeks, so I'll do it in the next 2-3 weeks. But let's kick off autumn 2019 with a niche list. Now I want to start the list with one of the most, autumn is all about the hues of orange in my mind. And since you can see around you, the color the nature has got is hues of brown. Woody scents go very well. And I want to kick off the list with a beautiful woody fragrance by Arabian Oud. I hope I'm not getting the sun's reflection on this. This is Arabian Oud's Signature. It's a beautiful masculine woody scent. It's very deep and very woody, but it's beautifully lemony and aromatic as well. So it makes the fragrance digestible to people who hate smelling like a tree trunk. So the beautiful note here is of cedar, and it's really well complemented by lemongrass, a fabulous lemongrass. So this is my first in the list for autumn 2019 niche Signature by Arabian Oud. Absolutely fabulous. Number 2 in the list is from one of the most amazing brands there is, and it is Sunshine Man. Right, Sunshine Man is all about brandy, lavender, and tons of other notes which I cannot remember, but I can tell you one thing. The effect of this fragrance is phenomenal. I think this is a 10 out of 10 Amouage. Well, most of the Amouages are 8 or over, but this one is a 10 out of 10. I'll do a full review very soon. It's so apt for in-between weather. I hope people can hear me. I'll have to get close to the microphone because I'm not very sure how the wind is going to act on the audio quality. I think this is one of the most beautifully made, if you like, a fougere with boozy aspects. It's quite boozy, it's quite gourmandy, and it's quite masculine green as well. It's got the fougere, which is a very interesting fragrance. I'm going to do a full review anyways, but that's my second on the list. I'd love to wear it on a day like this. It's windy, it's fresh, it's warm, it's absolutely beautiful, as you can see. Right fellas, next on the list, number 3 is Chambre Noire by Olfactive Studio. Now this one is a tough one. Why? Because the leather. It's a leather fruity scent, tons of other notes, but because the leather is so smoky, it's not animalic, it's smoky, intense leather with plum, beautiful, luscious plum, and tons of other notes which I can't remember. But you have to really think about when you want to wear this, because this is damn strong. I wouldn't want to wear this to work, and I just want to make sure you can capture the beautiful sight as well. And I just wear it when I wouldn't end up offending anybody. So some days like this, sunny, bright, beautiful, or even evenings. Right fellas, number 4 in the list. Number 4 in the list is a Jovoy. I'll soon do a review of this one. It's called L'Enfant Terrible by Jovoy. Wow, this is a wow scent. But before I go into the scent description, look at the wow scene. Can you see the football followed by the note of cumin. And in the dry down, it's all about beautiful sandalwood, absolutely beautiful. One of the best sandalwoods I've smelled. Very, very creative, very, very beautiful scent called L'Enfant Terrible. Suits the autumn daytime or nighttime scene. It's one of those fragrances which will make you smile. It's a beautiful, beautiful fragrance, guys. You have to try it out. If you like dry fruits like I do, they are just perfect for autumn. And I'm a big lover of sandalwood, so it's got so many good things in it. But yeah, the cumin can be a bit of a problem. So fellas, number 5 on my list is 5 o'clock Eau Gingembre by Serge Lutens. Now, take that in. 5 o'clock Eau Gingembre. What is it all about? 5 o'clock Eau Gingembre is basically a beautiful oriental gourmand. It's based around notes of cinnamon and honey. There are other notes which obviously I can't remember, but I can tell you the memory it conjures up. It conjures up a memory of a gingerbread, as if you're having gingerbread with a cup of tea after a hard day's work, and it's 5 o'clock. That's how it smells. It's basically a very autumnal scent in nature, and it's also one of those scents which is very self-satisfying. It's those fragrances that you can wear to any occasion as long as it's kind of afternoon, evening time. And if it's like this, why not? Now, we've done 5, last 5. So, number 6 in the list is another Serge Lutens. This one is probably the most complex and most admired Serge Lutens of all their fragrances. It is Chergui. Now, Chergui is basically a tobacco and honey based fragrance, but it's much, much more than that. It's got very artistic edge to it, and that's why it's probably loved by one and all. Very few people hate it. And Chergui uses a note of hay. And as you can imagine the color, look at the color around you. It's kind of hay-like. So it's very autumnal in nature. It also has a very fine rose and also a decent sandalwood in it. It's one of those fragrances which gives me a different experience every time I wear it. That's why Chergui is one of my top picks, in the top 5 at least, when it comes to autumn. And I just love tobacco-based fragrances. And it's got a little bit of sweetness to it, but the hay really controls it, neutralizes it. So there you go. Right, lads, before we move into the last 4, as you can hear the sea, but there was only one reason for me to come to Eastbourne, and that was to give you that view. There you go. Right, fellas, so I've driven about 70 miles to come to a sandy beach, and the sun is just about to set. So let's move on to the next in the list. So the next fragrance on my list, fellas, is a creation that doesn't get a lot of talk. It is by Bois, 1920, and it's called Vetiver Ambrato. Now, Vetiver Ambrato is, as you can imagine, is about amber and vetiver, but it's more than that. It always intrigues me when a fragrance has a healthy dose of labdanum. It's a very complex fragrance, and it's very bright amber. Now, bright amber is very rare, hence I rate this fragrance very highly. And sorry about my hair, I've been running around all the beaches in south of England today. So Vetiver Amber or Vetiver Ambrato is number 4 in the list. It's a less talked about fragrance. It's a beautiful bright amber supported by amazing labdanum. There's lavender, there's ambergris. It's an absolutely stunning fragrance. I suggest you give this a try. I'm going to review this very soon. Vetiver Ambrato, absolutely amazing. Number 4 on the list. Now, number 3. So we're down to top 3. So let me pick Oh yes. So let's start number 3 with an absolute gem of an evening scent. It's a night out scent, evening scent. What you want to do is you want to layer this with some sort of woody scent if you want, or you can wear this on its own. It's magical. It is Fan Your Flames by Nishane. Now Fan Your Flames is all about coconut, tobacco and rum. This is a very rich fragrance. It's slightly complex. I've reviewed this fragrance, you can check it out. It's a rich kind of a tobacco scent, but it's more about having tobacco coupled with a beautiful, beautiful note of rum. It's a boozy tobacco, slightly sweet. That's why I said it's a very fine evening celebratory clubbing type of a fragrance. So number 2, we're approaching the end of the list very fast. Number 2 in my list is one of the finest incense, light incense sort of fragrance which I regard very highly. It's Mantou by Comme de Garcons. Mantou is all about a very citric, I would say, thin citric incense with wood. I'll review this very soon. This is perfect weather to wear it. The only problem with this one is that it doesn't last that long. But if that sort of thing doesn't bother you, you should experience the creativity of Mantou. Mantou is an amazingly creative autumn scent, absolutely perfect for daytime or evening time, very versatile. We'll review this very soon. So, I started this list with a bang. I'm going to end this list with a bang. Number 1 on the list for autumn 2019 is Oligarch by Roja Parfums. Now, Oligarch is a fruity chypre. It basically comes along as one of the most beautiful, fruity, masculine chypres. It's got 21 notes. I've done a full review. This fragrance couldn't have been called better. There couldn't have been a better name for this fragrance. It's Oligarch means, someone who's wealthy. This one smells money. It smells really, really posh. It's very complex. It's very entertaining. And one of the biggest pluses of this fragrance is this fragrance smells as if somebody has made their money by pure endeavor, not by chance or accident or thuggery. This is a proper gentleman's fragrance, very, very, very posh. Love it to bits. I've reviewed it. I'm really glad that I've got a bottle in my collection. So that was the autumn list. I hope you enjoyed it, and don't forget to check out the bonus footage at the end of the video. Bye bye.